So that is the number one way to lose a customer, is to have them walk in and say, hey, I need this 1/2-inch set screw connector, and you're out. They go down the street to the competitor. And let's say they have a good experience, right, James? At the competitor, do they return next Tuesday and hope that you have the product again? Probably not.
So John, we're still hearing from distributors that product availability is still an issue. Now, we've been through the last 2 years. Everybody's had these issues. They started to get better with supply chain, but this is not something that's going away in the next 12 months. So let's dive into 5 suggestions that we would have, John, for distributors in this situation. What's the first suggestion we would have?
Yeah, talk to your manufacturers. I know it sounds simple, but we find with a lot of clients we work with, they don't do a very good job of communicating with the manufacturers. They come into the meetings and say, here's what I need as a distributor. The manufacturer comes in the meeting with, here's what I need from you. Now you really have data and what I call 2 years of history that you've got to talk to your manufacturers and understand what high moving SKUs they have are what I call supply chain problems. Yeah. They should be able to give you a better forecast window look ahead than they did 2 years ago. And you really have to over communicate with each other to make sure that you're good partners together.
Yeah, I love that, John. Love it. I would say the second suggestion, John, here that would be relevant is distributors need to understand which one of their product categories are sourced offshore. Right, and this could be with either private label or products that they're sourcing through some of their supplier partners, but understand which products are offshore products because they are going to have a higher probability of supply chain issues. So learn which products are offshore and then build inventory levels of those offshore products wherever possible. And then use that to get you through some of those supply chain hiccups that you might experience over the next 12 months. Yeah, so suggestion 3, John, what's next here?
Optimize your inventory across your warehouses. So if you are a distributor that is a hub and spoke model where you're got local branches that are 30, 40,000 square feet, but your RDC has 200,000 square feet and you're feeding inventory from the RDC overnight or same day using a truck system. If you got a hub and spoke model, your local branches are going to have a very high inventory level of A's and B's, your top selling SKUs, to make sure that when the customer comes in, they can serve them the same day. So that is the number one way to lose a customer, is to have them walk in and say, hey, I need this 1/2-inch set screw connector, and you're out. They go down the street to the competitor. And let's say they have a good experience, right, James? At the competitor, do they return next Tuesday and hope that you have the product again? Probably not. So what we recommend when we work with our clients is having buffer inventory at your RDCs and plenty of inventory of your A and Bs at your local branches. That way you're never really running out of your high velocity, highest important items that are going to upset a customer if you don't have them.
Yeah, well said, John. Very, very important. John, I would say suggestion number 4 that we would have here is part of a larger trend of what we're seeing as more manufacturing is coming back to the US and even North America for that matter. And this is really important because we advise distributors to start moving some of their critical lines and categories into domestic products. And since there's more of a trend of these manufacturers investing here in the US, you're gonna have a larger amount of product available to you. So for distributors, understand which suppliers are investing here in the US and build contingency plans to where you could move some of those product categories into domestic products, we'll say. Yeah, so John, the 5th and final suggestion that we would have for distributors, what is it?
All right, yeah, great, I get to bring us home. Use your ABCD inventory management system to prioritize what you're gonna look at. So if you're an average distributor, you've got 50,000, 100,000 SKUs that you may sell in a year, but you've really only got 1,000 A and B SKUs, which are your highest moving, highest selling SKUs. Really concentrate on those, right? You can't manage effectively with the team you have 50 to 100,000 SKUs day by day, line by line, but you can manage your A and Bs to make sure you're not running out of, is what they would say. It'd be like if you were a grocery store, right, James? If you were out of bread and milk, you would lose a lot of customers. So manage your A's and B's, put your effort there, let your great work as a distributor manage your C's and D's. That's a winning formula. And I find a lot of people just don't do a good job of managing that.
Yeah, well said, John, and that's so critical. So wrapping this up, John, for distributors moving into next year, start to build contingency plans and start to plan through how you can actually improve moving into next year.
That well said, James.
Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you heard and you want to put some of these ideas to use with your team, reach out to us at dorngroup.com. If you want to continue to receive more insights like these for manufacturers and distributors, follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube.